Welcome back everyone. Today we are going to make another cup of espresso using this portable espresso machine. As you know, this one doesn't need electricity. You could manually make an espresso just by pumping, which creates pressure inside, 15 to 20 bar pressure. 15 is enough for a nice cup of espresso. Like I mentioned in my previous video, this is a newer version. This is the Mirage Plus SP300. They changed the design on this slightly to accommodate non-pressurized basket. The previous model they have, it can use only pressurized basket, and it has a little spout, a plastic spout, which divides into two. Now people were complaining it's plastic, so they changed it to a newer design. This is really good. It comes with a pressurized basket inside. I'll be showing that. Plus, you can use a non-pressurized basket. That's a good thing about this newer model. So that it can accommodate both the baskets and it can make a nice espresso. So today we are going to use the non-pressurized basket to make a cup of espresso using the same machine. So let's have a closer look. Let's talk about the design of this new Staresso machine. I'm going to open and show you. That's just a stand. So at the bottom we have a cup. This is just to hold the espresso. Now here we have another piece which is metal, which is good, and this metal here is supposed to hold the basket. So it comes with a pressurized basket like I mentioned. In it goes. On the top here we have a filter. That's where the hot water will be seeping through. And on the top here we have the pump and the water tank, which can hold 180 ml. And there's a little pump mechanism. Now to operate the pump, you have to press and twist counterclockwise, which will release the pump, and then you can press down to increase pressure. Here you can already see that the water is coming out. I just rinsed it. And then to lock, you just twist it clockwise. So here I took out the pressurized basket. That's how you know it's a pressurized basket. There is a lot of holes here, but there's a single hole out. So I'll keep that aside. Instead, I'll use a non-pressurized basket today, and let's see whether it can make a better cup of espresso. So in it goes, and then you screw this in. That's it. So it goes to the stand, and all you do is fill in the water here. So let me boil my kettle and bring back the hot water. Anyway, that's how we assemble. So let's fill in coffee. So again, remove the bottom layer and keep the top layer open. And I'll be pouring hot water in here. So let me fill some espresso grinds here and I'll come back. And today I'm taking exactly 14 grams of beans. Now I reduced it because last time when I took 18, the basket was overflowing. So I took only 14 this time. We will fine tune and see, and I'll let you know what number is better. And I'm using my BREVILLE machine. I reduced the grind size to 6. Last time I made with 11. So this time I want it more finer because I'm using non-pressurized basket. So it has to have freshly roasted beans, which I have. Plus it needs a lesser grind size. So let's begin. Okay, that looks good. So let's use this. And let's transfer grinds to the basket. Okay, that's good. So I'm using this WDT tool to ensure there is no big clumps. I'm breaking all the clumps. This is needed if you want to avoid channeling. See my other videos on channeling and how to avoid that. That looks good. Now we will use the distribution tool to distribute the grinds, and then we'll use the tamper. I won't tam that much, just a little bit. That should be good. After I've tamped, the grinds looks really good and compact, so let's use this. So here I have my kettle where the water is boiling at 210 degree Fahrenheit. Now I have my hot water ready, but before you pour the water in, make sure you put the basket in. If you don't, the water is gonna spill. Now we are ready to pour. So let's pour into the water chamber. It's almost full. That should be good. And then we are going to close the lid. That's a little pump. That's good. Now we are ready to brew with the non-pressurized basket inside. Now instead of using their cup, I'm going to use my own, which is transparent, and we can see the flow of the espresso. Okay, I'll get a different angle. So all you do is just release the pump and then press it 10 to 11 times to do the pre-infusion, which will soak the beans, and then another 20-25 pumps to do the full extraction. By that time you will have 15 bar pressure. So let's begin. So here I'm beginning with the pre-infusion 10 times. That's good. So definitely there is some issue there, because looks like the grinds are not enough. So the espresso is very watery and there is no crema. So I'm going to fix this by filling in more beans. Instead of 14, I'm going to use 17. Let's see whether it will make any difference. So again, this is my mistake. I was just playing around to see whether it can make any difference, but it needs close to 18 grams of beans. So here I took 17 grams of beans, and let's use this. And I'm going to use BREVILLE. Here the grind size is at 3. Because we are using non-pressurized basket, it needs to be finer. Okay, that looks smooth and clean tamping. Let's use this. So again, before you pour the hot water, make sure you put the basket on. Make sure it's tight. And now you can pour the hot water. It's almost full. And then close the lid, which will be your pump. And here I'm going to do the pre-infusion, so 10 times. 1, 2. That's good. And let me show you a different angle. Okay, the pre-infusion is done. Okay, that should be good. And let's look at the crema. It generated some crema this time. And I'm going to taste this. So that's a little cup of espresso that it just made. Like I said, it has some crema and it looks dark compared to the last time. Let's taste and see, because that matters. It's a bit bitter. I think there was some over extraction. I need to play with the numbers, because by the time I do 10 pumps, that is after the pre-infusion, it was very tight, and that's how it's supposed to work. But I think the grinds needs to be a little more coarser. That's why it was struggling to pour the espresso. That made it a bit over extracted. It can be fixed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with it. I'm going to make the grinds more coarser, keeping the same quantity, 17 grams. I think 17 grams fits in the basket properly. So 17 grams, I'll be playing with the grind size and see how it is. So that's how the espresso is today. And it's not bad, but it's bitter. You can still make some milk-based cappuccino or latte, and you should be fine. It tastes good. I'm not saying it's horrible, but it tastes good. I'm going to play around with it before I make the next video, because when you use a non-pressurized basket, you have to be careful. You have to get the right, you have to dial in correctly the grind size, the pressure. You need the freshly roasted beans, which I have. So all those come into matter. So stay tuned, guys. I'll be experimenting with the grind size, and then I'll come back with the next video. See you guys next time, and bye for now.